Yesterday practice, we did a lot of mental, watched a lot of film. Didn't go up and down. We'll do that today, and then plans to take tomorrow off. I like to, obviously, a unique situation where we played Saturday, they play Sunday, and then they play Wednesday at Clemson. So watched their couple film yesterday video. Looking forward to the trip. It's ideal as far as for a number of reasons, getting a really good team that's playing really well, but has a big game against a rival game on Wednesday in Clemson, South Carolina. So it's everything we wanted. We got the game. It's a Hall of Fame game, which we've kind of done in a couple of their different events. Toronto, obviously E-Man. We kind of hoped it would be in the Raptors arena, but they said it was a possibility of either one, so it didn't end up. But we're going to practice over at the Raptors practice facility too. So we've got a lot of things tied into the NBA, the Raptors, obviously Coach McNeely, and we recruit up there a lot. We've been involved with a lot of guys. We just haven't, for whatever reason, haven't gotten another guy from Canada or Toronto specifically. So it's why there. We just thought Clemson was going to be really good. We thought we were going to be really good and be a good opportunity for like a top matchup, top 25 type matchup, and it's kind of what it is. So so it's worked out. And we're excited about it. I mean, obviously, I said last night, I think our strength of schedule is 3 now of the remaining games. So, I mean, we talk about, the previous 6 or the next 30 or so games. And, we know which one you guys will pick. And as I like to joke for years on it, saying there. So it's worked out. The Hawaii tournament's working out well. It seems like the teams are kind of... there's some good teams in that as well. So so we got a lot of stuff to go on. Obviously, the Georgetown game was. I felt good when we were up 15, and didn't feel good after we lost that lead. And obviously, there's some things. You lose your big guy, your center, and 6-point play, and But we got to handle it better. Really, was we showed. The other problem was we compounded with some shot selection issues, and they made some tough shots. So give them credit. Biggest thing, 31 free throws for them. And that can't happen. And the 12-3. So to be honest, to have those things and win the game is pretty remarkable. But we shot 55%. We had 14 offensive rebounds. Our offensive efficiency was off the charts as far as PPP. So that was obviously the last play was it was everything we had drawn up, except he didn't tell me he was going to bank it. So that was the thing he didn't say. But obviously. We clearly was being pushed out. I guess he stepped out, obviously, but we knew that they can't change that. So should have been a foul, should have been out of bounds. What are you going to do? It is what it is. And then you go back to the previous play before that, and everybody questioned that foul, and our shot before that. So it's just the game's hard. It was a high-level game. I'll tell you, they played well, Georgetown, and I was. And it was certainly the best they've played, but for obvious reasons, they had their whole team, and obviously that made them better. So that was a good team that'll win more games. I guess they have one bad loss. They had a lot of close games that they probably felt they could have handled better, but they need their guys, and now they have their guys.
You've known Ed Cooley for quite a while, and obviously he's in his first year there. It looked like Georgetown was a team that was much more competitive than they maybe have been in recent years.
They went and got some guys. Obviously, the kid Epps is averaged 10 points as a freshman in the Big Ten. There aren't many dudes that do that. So, he was highly touted high school guy, and obviously was probably heavily recruited. We weren't involved with him. I guess it was pretty quick he got there. The kid from Kansas State, so they got guys. We're in a different world now. When a school commits to somebody new, they're gonna commit in a lot of different ways than they used to be. It's not just build a locker room or get a practice facility anymore. It's what you're gonna do to help in the recruitment. So clearly that was done, and our joke was, okay, we played Cooley 3 times, and I said, before I got here, I said this is before when the Big East, Big 12 Challenge, they tried to get Cooley, Fairfield to be in it when Cooley was at Fairfield, but they didn't realize that Fairfield was in the Big East, so they had to hold off on it. So that's why it didn't get done. But yeah, he's a good friend. We were assistants. Together in the Big East. He's a dear friend, family friend. I mean, we're close. He was an assistant at BC. They had been there, I think, 2 years. And then when I got there at Pitt, I was associate head coach there. And we were the worst two teams in the league. And then a year later, we were playing in the Big East championship game. So they got good. And then we got good right simultaneously, and then we went on our run. So yeah, we were referred to as the two staffs that didn't know what they were doing, and then we turned the corner at about the same time. They won the league, we got to the championship game, and then we went on from there after that. So
what stands out to you about Clemson?
Old. They went and got some guys. Gerard, everybody in the country was recruiting him, so they went and got him. Everybody thought the kid, PJ, was going to go pro. He played well in Chicago, played well in the camps, and he came back, and he's very good. So they're old. They're different because they're more two bigs, so that makes them different to some degree. And their guards are experienced, so they're very good. I mean, they're very good. Obviously their numbers show it, and their opponents, and so it's a great event. I mean, think about Alabama, Purdue, and then Clemson, TCU. I mean, that's almost a Final Four at the they had at the Maui event, had those 4 teams in the semifinals. Probably wrong word to use, Final Four, but the 4 semifinal teams. This is 4 good teams, very good teams. I think they're playing better than us right now, but hopefully we get this week to get better.
When you think about the size that you mentioned with them, is this an opportunity for your bigger lineup to maybe show that they're what they've done?
We're big too, but we're big. I like in a different way. I think we're long across the board, but we don't play 2 bigs in inside outside. So. I guess you'd say that. With that said, both Emmanuel and Jacoby score inside and play in and out, but just different. But the more traditional, I think, is probably the word. 4 and 5 back in the day, 2 bigs.
You guys are top 10 in a lot of offensive numbers. How does this team maybe stack up to some of your other teams?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think we're ahead of where I thought we'd be offensively, and I said that. I didn't feel that until the scrimmage against Alabama, and it was a high-scoring game, 90s, I think, and so our offense looked way better than I anticipated. So yeah, our numbers our offense is good, and Jacoby's elite numbers and the E-Man elite numbers, so that's part of it. And they did kind of what we hoped they would do and talked about, and they're already there. Micah's good, and our big guys have been highly efficient in different ways. Offensive rebounding being the main one. Free throws, they're making free throws at a pretty good rate. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I think we've gotten better at, and the one that was kind of disappointing early was turnovers, and we've kind of headed in the right direction on that. So it's good. I think our point guards are going to continue to get better. I think they can play better. When I say point guards, I mean really the 4 new guards. We're doing something, as I've said before, of trying to be a really great team, especially early, with 4 really all new guards, and counting Micah as really a guard because he didn't play that spot last year. So we're in the process. We're getting better.
Going back to the Georgetown game just for a second, that was in the regular season your first road test of the year. How do you feel the team responded to just being on the road in general?
Well, I mean, down the stretch, we showed them the stretch of, we watched a lot of clips, you do that, but I really wanted to show the stretch of how we lost the lead and how it got away from us, and really focus on more so the offense. I thought some of the decisions we made, shot selection was it. So we talked about that, but then at the very end we talked about the last 2 minutes. I mean our execution, everything, whether it be defensively, the press, the free throw situation, the play at the last play, the handling of their trap. They threw in a 1-3-1 trap, and we found the open guy and got an open three. So everything, if you really look at the last 2 minutes, we executed almost everything. Even the basket, the one basket that wasn't a basket, the fouls they got, it was I mean, I think we can all debate that call if that should have been 2 free throws. So we guard that really well. So yeah, I mean, that 6-minute stretch in the second half when it got away from us, we showed that, but then we showed the last 2 minutes where we did everything we needed to do, almost perfectly in the last 2 minutes.
Any last questions? We've got practice coming up.
Yeah, just one. And it's about the cork ejection. Did you have a chance to review that at all? And what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little. It was certainly a foul, and I would have clearly an intentional foul. You can't block out face to face, arms fully extended and push. I don't know that ejection would have been my thought, but it is. I didn't see it when it happened, and so. But it wasn't. I mean, when he was there, I thought it was going to be an elbow to the head, a punch in the face, and clearly it was aggressive, but it was a retaliation for, what had happened earlier. That kid was, as I talked about after the game, that kid Cook. I mean, I was very impressed with his physicality, and it's what I told our guys. Like, when you come into a game, and Coach Cooley knows our history, and you come into a game and you're a +10 on rebounds, like. They're going to block you out. They're going to be prepared, and that's what they did. And they were physical, and he was extremely physical. And we got to handle it better. We got to handle. We can't do that. So what he did was, it was I thought an intentional foul. I did not think ejection, but it's open for debate because it was so clear what he did, and it was retaliatory because. Both officials had seen what happened earlier, no call, and so they knew something was coming.
Okay, thanks guys.